What's the biggest clue still missing here, and do you believe someone still knows what happened here to Rachael Runyan?
Well, the biggest clue that's missing in this case, that's common in most cases, is DNA, because the elements, destroyed any potential of DNA. But this was a case back in 1982 where that was not in law enforcement wheelhouse. But, fast forward to 2026 with cold cases, law enforcement always wants to have DNA for a conclusive outcome in a case, especially a cold case like this, 44 years, with no real suspects other than DNA. That has always been the problem. But we came forward in 2019 and identified one simply by tweaking the description of the perpetrator that was identified. There were 2 sketches drawn back then in 1982, and they focused on the one that looked African American rather than releasing and focusing on 2 possibles, because the only thing they really had was that he was he was light brown complected. But this is August in the summer, where you're going to have tans and stuff that's going to make a lot of people look darker than they may orient to.
Jason, we only have about 30 seconds here, but decades later, what's most troubling to you about this case?
Well, what's most troubling to me is Elaine, my friend, and Rachel's mother deserves closure, and that's really what we're trying to get for her. So the biggest clue that is undeniable is the blue Pinto Squire with wood grain panels. So if anyone recalls anybody back then that had one in the Davis County area, Weber County area, please share those photos if you can find something in your old photo albums.
Jason Jensen, private investigator here, has been on this case for a long time, and I'm glad we were able to keep in touch about a lot of these cases, bring them back into the spotlight to get more eyeballs on them, even in this case, decades later. Jason, thanks for joining us here from Ohio this afternoon on 2 News Live. We appreciate you.